the Viking Home Companions Poetry Corner. Today's verse is Holmgang in Skognir. Things were none too quiet up in Skognir that fine day. The Holmgang there was in full swing. Who'd win, no one could say. Bjorn he was the favourite, of that there was no doubt. But Sven he was no pansy, and no one counted Harold out. Sven stepped out into the square, his axe held in his hand. Many Holmgang he had won while Viking from his land. But Bjorn he didn't flinch, or even break a sweat. And when poor Sven went sailing by, I was glad I hadn't bet. Hakon next stepped on the cloth, 'twas hazelled as it should. 9 ells the square as custom called, we set it up right good. Then Bjorn he only smiled and got ready to play. And Hakon soon remembered something else to do that day. Harold next picked up his spear and gripped its oak shaft tight. He set himself up carefully and kept Bjorn in sight. But when the battle started, all his resolve was in vain, for soon he too had left the square, his face was full of pain. So now at last Bjarki came, his sword and shield held high. He looked across the hazelled square and glared in Bjorn's eye. But Bjorn just winked at him and grinned in berserk glee. It would have chilled the blood of many other men like me. Bjarki only glared right back and waited for the call. Bets were flying fast and sure Bjarki soon would fall. And when the battle started, most of us would be amazed. For after both had lost a shield, Bjarki was not fazed. And when the next shield was disposed, Bjarki still stood strong. Bjorn was trying hard to figure out what had gone wrong. But when he gripped that final shield, he made a silent vow that Bjarki now would lose, he didn't care just how. The sound of battle rang out loud throughout the countryside. It rattled all the doors in town and traveled far and wide. But at the end, when all was done, the village raised a shout. There was no bloody winner here, for both had been knocked out.